the street is my world. I don't pretend to go uptown and be anything fancy. I can, but I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day. Now, believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be nothing left.
Let the bass kick.
Playtime been over since y'all dropped the ball. Bound to the continent, there's no asylum for y'all. Pushing the black Asiatic game with Ford L and Pool Bay. Before NOI, I rep Draw L all day. How many fakes proclaim to be the reincarnation and claim to be the true head of the Moorish nation? No mention of Billy Ill, but I read his letters. Dirty Moors mad cause they thought they dead as letters. Many were there when decisions were handed down. Now they claim that Milil was not ordained, not commissioned, not called or appointed. With divine plans for ages, but Dirty Moors making changes. Working with FBI during infiltrations. In a pheasant alleys giving bogey smoke inhalations. And secret wars are made, heads are made in public mentions. Don't believe, get the minutes of the first convention. Kirkman and Lomax Bey got called out as villains against the Prophet Soden and L. Paul Givens. Thousands of Moorish Americans followed those leaders that killed the Prophet and made Moors parrots, not readers. They don't study, brains hollow. To crush the truth, plant dissension in the ones that follow. Robbed the treasury, felt like they hit the lotto. Took advantage of the faithful Moors in their times of sorrow. Moments still critical, 100 years later, the message. Stick to the principles in your actions, be progressive. Don't sell your soul for a title, take your membership role. Watch out for grand cheeks pushing you in a censorship hole. The sellout was great, now they comfy and won't get the hell out. Active Moors come around, they get clumsy. Not humbly, but act grumpy and jumpy. Active Moors see them touchy and think it's lovely. With faces ugly, I push back so don't shove me. If not for love, it would be just as dirty Moors get from me. Hitting all reincarnates and writs of discovery. And demanding the treasury recovery and love for money. Wearing affairs don't make you a Moorish adept. Dirty Moorish heads are Boy Scouts and cadets. Working for FBI inspectors, slaves for gadgets. Claiming they got pulled, but they really dead magnets. Running a fraud that's done cause new Moors are here. One for all for one profit like musketeers. Bay, not Tampa or Buccaneers. I strike nerves like harp strings on those puppeteers. Pushing misconceptions as teachers and calling it facts. Swinging my scimitar, tongue not a fireman's axe. Quick to call me out as dirty, say I violate acts. If you don't nationalize, know that I annihilate blacks. Nailing through their palms and insects on beams of wood. Burn crosses on black lawns in my Moorish hood. Black Klansmen like movie from 1960s. White power, not supremacy like Clayton Bigsby. Now I run through illusions. Battling my arch nemesis, misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces. 99 years past, Drew Ali said 50 would pass, and you wouldn't know about me, or even know what I brought for you. NOI and UNIA knew about him too. Most thought that they could bury the movement, be in charge, passive and abuse it. But Drew said new Moors would come with eyes open, seeing and knowing, far from hoping. Far from belief in faith, master fruition. Study the laws of nature, activate intuition. One day our wheels of industry will stop, and when it starts again, Moors will be on top. Drew Ali blessed with latent power. Warned you, get out the way or be ground to powder. Drew Ali didn't kill you fast, but he brought you your title and estate fast. Confusion continues to confuse, no remembrance of Maghrib Al-Aqsa by Moorish descendants. I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis, misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces.
And conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in the world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of Kingdom.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Running out the Ku Klux Klan and with the Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving, trying to make more sovereign citizens. These minions help kill your prophet, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, now the smothers sell out. Success links and K2 Kush days keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimping directors of music videos. Gaylords and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces. Boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it, you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand sheets need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack vest wearing sash, nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, Negro. What's that, nigga?
It's time to choose a side. You either positive or you negative. You either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No attention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player, no question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors aren't on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine and getting shoved down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. But if it do turn you off, then you're a stupid, ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't judge like a cover of your favorite book. Visit you in your dreams hand with the hook. Paralysis overtook. So shook, stop, look, listen with precision. MC on a mission, vision, past senses and endless. Cypher with active mods, beat you with facts senseless. Have your mind defenseless when the truth enters. I blow, reminds me of Omar Bey, Algonquin embers. Tap your pioneer out what some man remembers. All the lies told to your mind dismembered. Circle broken into quadrants, either 7 in the center. Compass G between the square, Baphomet of Templars. Warlock, call on my witch mothers to maim them. The same wise spirits burned at stakes in Salem. Torture with vagina pair, survive, bobbing for apples. Contort thumb, slide wrist out, tight shackles.
I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around.
Moore's World TV, huh? More like Asian World TV, you dig? You heard? Tired of all these agent provocateurs slamming the rights. I call y'all out. We call y'all out. Y'all out there. I smell like agent. You smell like agent. I smell like agent. Yeah. Better watch them, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking in them corners. Best believe they coming with that folly taking you under. I smell like agent. You smell like agent. I smell like agent. Yeah. Better watch them, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking in them corners. Best believe they coming with that folly taking you under. It's a shame, man. You dirty Moors, man. Trying to equate legalese to law, man. How incompetent as you can be. But it ain't no stopping the movement, cause I got the front seat. Better get your mind right. Real more than about to highlight. Real more than about to hype. Y'all just looking for the limelight. If you were really studying, you would know who is who and recognize this is more. They really think you got us as government. Grab y'all niggas for crazy. They believe it. Crazy. Yeah, I know this for sure. I smell like agent. You smell like agent. I smell like agent. Yeah. Better watch it, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking in them corners. Best believe they coming with that folly taking you under. I smell like agent. You smell like agent. I smell like agent. Yeah. Better watch it, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking the corner. Best believe they coming with that folly, taking you under.
It's a shame, man. These dirty Moors, man. Watching all you dirty through the hairs that's crossed, man. Noble Drew, Ali, and Garvey met with Burner Cross, man. We solved the Negro problem with the Circle 7 Koran. Young Pharaoh prostitutes for the Moorish foreign substitutes. Using Sarah suit and Nassau for their SETI institutes. Speaking lies, Mormons black is really from some Greek gods. Masonry is ancient Egypt, watch me speaking sleep spies. Wearing arms, wearing feathers, singing these tunes to you. FOH, Sarah, Elena, they couldn't lose to you. All Negro conscious movies, where were you at years ago? While we were studying occult and metaphysical, that not around. Now you slander, you bums of the town. Spellbound, you dirty Moors from a Washita burial mound. Send you to the background, Moors are in the front ground. Ready to defend the teachers, anywhere is the battleground.
I smell the agent. We smell the agent. I smell the agent.
Yeah, I smell
You
it
better
too.
watch it, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking the corner. Best believe they coming with that folly, taking you under.
What?
I smell the agent. We smell the agent. I smell the agent.
Too.
Yeah, you better watch it, boy. Fight them sellouts lurking the corner. Best believe they coming with that folly, taking you under.
Forget what them cats talking about. Go to RVBaypublications.com. Canaanland Moors on YouTube. Tarik-ite Bey. Suburb Bay. New Nigeria. We now royalty. Rabiel Bay. MoorsDirectory.com. And the list goes on and on. We are for the upliftment of fallen humanity. Real.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in teach, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out, left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3V, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Let the face in a turban rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Ras Mariah Bay. Wrap them up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw them off a bridge or feed them to the piranhas. Yellow journalists Moors spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bey, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually said. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces and hoops feet. Demons we run with spitfire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get Ginsu. Maybe a dream visit from Ishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors call that sovereign citizen. Lying for views, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen Bays sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MFTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head
I don't have a problem with the MSEA. I got issues with
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirt is guilty of fraud if duly scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors, knowledge the Commonwealth. Dirties claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Still a little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
Prime Minister, nothing sinister, believe that. Mike, it's word solve power. You don't call this rap. Open mouth, open mic. You don't call this rap. Yo, what up, Aisha? You don't call this rap. What up, Black? It's Prime Minister Black.
Strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening.
I make the leaning tower tip a little when I spit a little with no dribble. Mind controlling the masses, not on your roof with the fiddle. Devils acting nice, get their horns in the vice. Black, past the chisel, cut you down till your bone bristle. Bombing huts with missiles, a stray bullet still whistle from dead men's pistols. If roots don't got it, get down, let's go check Colonel and giggles. Fuck the fake chalice balling backwards, my weed sizzle. White perverts make African entertainers show breasts but no nipples. If lies trickle like Chinese torture, your mind stay crippled. In a state of no growth, you mind sickle. Cloning, organ snatchers, got your parts in ice.
Oh yeah, yes, good time to start since it's 7-Eleven. Islam to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide, everywhere. I add another one to the list, or a duplicate to the list. Islam to the Moors in the Netherlands that reached out. Everybody's trying to find out about this. Keep playing. Keep playing. Everybody wants to know what's up. So, did our meet with the Moors in Montreal, and as you saw on the stream, stuff got shut down and whatever. So, I'm gonna upload that whenever. But there's a very interesting one that happened. Islam to Brother Taharka Bey, who's bilingual, knows French. So we're chilling outside of the spot before we go wherever. And quote unquote, European comes up. Obviously, making it very obvious. I don't know what he's saying, but he's making it very obvious that he's asking about the feds. So, Brother Taharka, he's there relaying to the man exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Over here is Morocco. You know what I mean? We're Moors. This man starts talking about Senegal and Ghana. Like, why is he, how come Brother Taharka is bringing up Morocco and Moors and stuff like that? And this Algerian is responding to him in agreement with what he's saying, but he's mentioning places like Senegal. Why isn't he mentioning there relative to Moors? He's quote unquote Algerian. Very telling of how true and real this is. knowing about our nationality and birthrights. And knowing again, because, you know, brother Tez is more, he studies or whatever. So he doesn't really need representation because he represents himself by presenting himself based on the knowledge that he would relay to a listener. In this case, the listener was in favor with everything, to the point where at the end, he like has his hand on Brother Tez's shoulder and they're talking like they knew each other. He left in peace, assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, and then so we're in the elevator. In the elevator. And again, we're in Montreal, so it's French there. He comes on the elevator, looking at all the fezzes. Eyes. If fezzes had eyes, the man was making eye contact with the eyes on the fez. This is how he was looking at the fezzes. So he starts talking whatever. Now he's with the ones that our interpreter wasn't with us. So man said something in French, like excited. And we're like, well, no français. He looked at us, he's like, no anglais. So then there's a little pause. Okay, so what are we gonna do? So one of the Moors said, what about Arabic? Assalamu alaikum. And I said, hey, alaikum salam. And this man was freaking happy. Happy, high-fiving everybody. Got off on his floor that his day got made. Because he was just in an elevator with the Moors. Moors that he read about in books or whatever like that. He seen them in real life in an elevator. He doesn't know what temple are we from and all that BS. This is nationhood. We want to know who's our Grand Sheik and all that BS. Hey, you guys are Moors. Hey. How come you didn't want to find out, see my nationality card or whatever, prove who gave me a nationality card, which temple? Why? Maybe because that's BS. Because you're really a national. And you are the Moorish Science Temple. You make that. Forget Grand Sheik makes that and governor and whoever makes that. The members make that. So if you're a quote-unquote member of a Moorish Science Temple, you have to step up. Don't look for them to step up. Looking for Grand Sheiks to step up and do something. How about you step up and do something? Since this is your temple. Nobu Ali told you that. People out here throwing titles around like title means something. Because somebody has a title, oh yeah, co-counselor general. Oh, I never heard that one before. You're blown away. Blown the hell away. Moors, you know what we'll do? Sunday class, that's what we'll do. Sunday class, we're going to recap all of the experience that different Moors had being Moors when we went to Montreal. That'll be class on Sunday. What was it like being a Moor somewhere where they only speak French? I'll get all the testimonials for you. I'll get all the testimonials for you. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Right on time. Right on cue without even having to. But before we go into the beat down today, we just want to make sure we put on the record this one right here. Alibaba El Camino Bey. Right? So I left a comment on his little BS that he likes to put up, talking BS about Moors. So I left a comment on there because we know these people want to be famous, so we're going to give them some exposure so people could see the folly and realize why it is that we stand in defense of what Noble Drew Ali laid down for us. We have been Moors in our life up to 2018. We've been Moors. And experiences we have, nobody that claims that they're whatever, tell me they went to Africa, they saw pyramids or whatever, that they had some super duper experience to show that they're conscious. It means nothing if it has nothing to do with self. Like the elder Dick Gregory said, why are you going to see the dusty ass pyramids? For what? So Buddy likes to talk BS, have Bay and all that stuff, but talk BS. So he wanted me to prove him wrong about some BS in his video. So we're going to prove him wrong today. And then he's talking about, damn, he will have to view later. So you're really not serious. Just out here clowning.
So riddle me this. There's the Moorish American consulate, okay? I'm having a hard time understanding why they need a consulate, but let's give a call here, see what happens.
And then that one was just for them. Right? That one was just for them. So they know that even this dumbass is questioning why would you need a consulate? Are you Aboriginal, Indigenous, or whatever? But he doesn't go there. That's just his little jab that he's putting out, that we're saying that, you know, okay, you got them on that one. That was a good jab right in their face by some nobody, whoever, that's trying to downgrade the Moorish whatever. And then they do this thing of oh, when it's defame the Moors, dump all the Moors together. No, you can't do that. Sorry. It was a good try though, but can't do that. Because if I've never stood up for something called that, you can't tie me to that. If you see me in a picture with somebody and they're doing some BS, come and check me before you assume I'm down with their BS. Case in point, since we're, might as well get this one out there. Since we're here. Case in point. Now, this got sent to me today. It's 2018 right now. Now, if it's 2018, right, why would somebody be putting up pictures? Why would somebody be putting up pictures doing the same or using the same people that are doing folly with the Moorish movement that we've been telling you about, but they have them with somebody reputable. Any dumbass is going to think all these people are down with everything that each of them are doing because they're together in a picture. But no dumbass. Because I know the Duke personally. I know the Duke personally. Right? He did classes with Canaanland Moors for our temple, Moors Science Temple, quote unquote, temple or whatever. No, we have people who they go to Asir's classes from out here. What do you mean there's no unity? Why am I going to be mad because members in our temple go to Brother Asir's class when I learn from him? Dumbasses. Why would I be mad? Why would I stop there? You can't go to his classes. You have to only come to my classes because I'm the only one with the supreme knowledge. We never dealt with this like that. We never dealt with this like ride coattails. You pay dues in this. And again, put it on the record again all the time that my dues were paid when I performed at the Black Dot Hip Hop Conference. And anybody who you know right now is out there saying that they're a lecturer and they're doing the lecture circuit and you think, oh yeah, you guys are the guys that, those guys are at the show stuff, they know what's up. Asir was there. Selena was there. The whole fam was there, everybody. Red, blue, everybody. Everybody was there. It was one big happy family. For Black Dot's Hip Hop Conference. One big happy family, no debating, no nothing. So like we said, we're cut from a different cloth when it comes to this whole get conscious and know who you are and all that stuff. And just like the Moorish consular court did with Tarik Bey, put him on the front of the thing so everybody could run to that like a jackass. They did the same thing. There's Shalimar Bey right there. There's Mahdi El Divorce Court Moore right there with Asir the Duke, who Asir is, he gets high honors, supreme honors. We know he doesn't deal with folly. So because I know the Duke, let me just ask the Duke. Now, how come when they posted this, wherever they posted it, how come they never said, we went to check the Duke? Because the Duke was at a lecture and we wanted to meet the Duke. So we went to meet the Duke. And then we went about our business or whatever. Because we met the Duke. Now, why wouldn't they put up on this post that they posted in 2018? Now, this picture is from a year and a half ago. What does a year and a half ago have to do now? Matter of fact, where was the Moorish consular court a year and a half ago? No, hold on a second. In this picture right here, which is from a year and a half ago, there's a guy who is the co-consular general of some consular court, whatever, for Moors. This picture was a year and a half ago. Was there such thing a year and a half ago called Moorish Consular Court? Anybody? Anybody out there? Where were they a year and a half ago? We're not even saying 10 years ago when we came in. Even though we already seen people with the, you know, yellow Corvette with the blonde girl in the front shotgun with him and all that stuff. And all of a sudden they're the Moorish co-consular general of some BS that are waving around a picture with Asir the Duke because they know that Asir, you know, he's the man. So if we put up a picture in 2018 from a year and a half ago with somebody who didn't even have their stuff founded yet that they're repping right now, and then somebody else who was already done with the interfaith whatever, court, whatever, that already fell to shambles, and he was posing because a year and a half ago there was no interfaith court either. That was already done. That was done probably 2 years, a year and a half ago. And people have been posing the whole time with pictures, same pictures all the time, same angle. You don't think something's wrong here? You don't realize that somebody's playing you? Coattail riders. That's all they are. Coattail riders. Try to make a name of somebody who has credibility. Then why won't I just follow the guy who has the credibility? Why am I going to follow the two dummies who one guy was on divorce court or whatever? And the other guy, he never wears a fez ever or a turban. But he's a general of some Moorish whatever. You go in the pictures, you find me some Moorish general without a turban or a fez or something. Just one I'm asking for. And not the picture of the general sleeping in the bed or whatever. The picture that when they take pictures of generals, find me one that's not turban up, fez up or something like that. Find me some Moorish whatever that's not turban up or fez up.
I got a quick question for you, Green Sheep.
Yeah, more.
Why would they post a picture now that happened a year and a half ago? Like, what's the agenda behind that? Why show you in a picture with Asir now?
Yo, it has to. It's the same thing with the prophet, jealous of the fame and nobility. So opposed to stick with the standard of Moorish Science Temple of America, we're going to say Temple of Islam. And instead of muftis, we're going to say fruits of Islam. And instead of fezzes, we'll just take those off. And have everybody follow that as the authority. We're telling you, a year and a half ago, there was no Moorish consular court. So why? So what is his position at that point? These people are playing you. And they're using people with credibility to help play you. And then you're going to be mad at the person with the credibility and not look at the sellouts behind them. They say, oh, I can't believe I'm serious with them. How do you do that? Why even go there? Why not just not deal with the two elephants in the room? How about just leave the room? Playing you. This is something that they're parading around with today to try to make you think Asir's down with them so you can follow them. Like, do you know that's COINTELPRO? Like when you say Moorish movement and you talk about how come the Moors don't have whatever, this is why. This right here is why. Nothing else. Because we already know Moors who kissed the pot of gold to know how real this is. That on the strength that they kissed the pot of gold, we'll be like, yeah, okay, we're Moors. We're going to rep this. Forget what anybody says. Because we know more personally. Who, like what they did with CMB. They just took him down to the thing and they showed him all the stuff. Said, yo, just stop talking about this. Don't talk about this. We'll give it to you right now. All you have to do is stop being a Moor. Like we told you, people from the Netherlands are contacting us about what is this about. Like we have to be able to apply this. Netherlands, you know where Netherlands is from here? That's why we put it on the record. Islam to Brother Sheldon Bey, who put it on the record. Just go check all the beatdowns on Canaanland Moors. And you'll see them have the listing of all the people who we consider master teacher. We don't know about anybody else if they're not on that list. As far as teacher, we know brothers, we know sisters, we know whatever. We know different Moors. Moors with different degrees of knowledge. But there are certain ones that, those are the ones that kickstarted us being where we're at. And the Duke is one of those Moors that put us on some turn your brain to water. People always talk about Prince Uriel. You talk about Prince Uriel, you have to talk about Ober Shangoel. You have to talk about Asir, the Duke of Tears. You have to talk about Alim El Bey. Like you have to. Anybody else wasting your time? Just take them three. A year each of all the videos they got. You'll be straight in a year. You don't have to buy nothing. Just go on their stuff. Watch those guys only. Don't watch anybody else stuff. Don't taint your shit. Guaranteed. You'll be light years ahead of some of these people that call themselves grand whatever's in Moorish and they got some authority or something. Guaranteed. Right? We're letting you know as a personal how big this sellout thing is. We know this man. He does not par with these people. Like he's not affiliated with them in no way whatsoever in 2018. Zero connection to him. But they're posting this picture around. Have you think he's down with them? And obviously, you're not going to contact him because he's on strict schedule. So you're going to obviously go with the guys who are next to him if you can't get him. Crazy psychology they're running on people right now. This is COINTELPRO. This is mind games, MK Ultra and all that. You think this is just some debating whatever? They are trying to stop people from knowing that they're Moors. Cause as much confusion as humanly possible, as spiritually possible, as emotionally possible, to have people not be able to kiss the pot of gold. And then not ride with Moors who know the Moor that kiss the pot of gold and be like, hey, we're telling you, man, this is the real stuff. Like, this is real. Trust me, we're gonna do the testimonials on Sunday. Because Moors have some crazy ones. just because they were in a fez. That's all. Just because they were in a fez, getting attention like that. Attention like people are walking, watching their step, watching the fez, watching their step, watching the fez, watching the step. Remember, they already passed us already. They're looking back still, looking. Crazy. You think that this is something to play with. These people right here, they think this is something to play with. Right? I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. But these two right here have no affiliation with the Duke right now. Zero. But they're posting this picture around to try to make you think he's down with them. So they can try to get some stripes. Don't give him any stripes. They're selling you out.
Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
Now remember, this is a Moorish American consulate BS. Keep in mind.
Pax to more.
Hello?
Pax to more.
Yes, I'm wondering where your office is located.
Can you call back with a number so you're not on a restricted line?
I'm just asking a simple question.
So am I.
Yeah. Okay, can you explain what a Moorish is to me, please?
Can you call me from an unrestricted phone number and then I will speak with you? I have no problems doing that.
Okay, I guess you're not a Moorish then.
You have a great day.
Right? No. This is somebody who's a Bey that doesn't know what Moorish is. There's somebody who's a Bey that is taking a position of being a consulate in their own land. What you're looking at right now is the serpent eating its tail. Because the folly is always going to fall back on itself. This is why Noble Drew Ali said, stay on the high road if you're a true Moor. Because the low road crumbles because of the weight of the high road. And it's pretty full up here, so don't think that you got any room for people now. Boat has left the dock. You should have been on this. Just letting you know what to look for, how to defend as you're swimming amongst the sharks, trying to know what it is to be a Moor and find out what it means to be a Moor. Right. And again, somebody taking a position of using a jurisdiction for foreigners is crippling to them and anybody who goes into that jurisdiction, because that jurisdiction doesn't talk for me, even though I'm Moorish American. Like, this is not my jurisdiction. My jurisdiction is Moorish nation. I don't know about anything else Moorish. I know for sure about Moorish nation. I know that for sure. That nobody could change. And we know that's what Noble Drew Ali presented to the Moors, that they are a nation. But if I'm a nation, why would I want my co-consular general of my consulate to be a yellow journalist who's using pictures from 1 year ago to try to gain some fame and nobility for his consulate, whatever? Doesn't seem like things are in order. And speaking about so-called indictments, there's still Moors who are Moorish American consulate that these people never extracted yet. And they're waiting. And they're staying strong because they know they played themselves, getting tied up with this BS. That the Moor now has to deal with his own affairs. Because these people who claim to supposed to be dealing with his affairs, ditched him. Which is the only reason why he had my number. Because it's a Moor that I've dealt with. Not on any BS, just that he's a Moor, I'm a Moor. You know, you don't stay in contact with Moors as we would like to. And then I get a call and he's been inside for like 7 months. 7 months? The hell do you mean? Yeah. Moorish American Consulate Court. He ditched me. I'm not even trying to get a hold of them anymore. I'm not even trying to get a hold of them anymore. They got numbers up here and stuff, right? All these numbers are here. Now, I don't know if they tried to do anything, but according to what the brother said, they haven't done anything for him. He himself is being himself consul and getting calls to the DA's office to see what could be done because, you know, he really had nothing to do with whatever it is that they allege. Right? He really was wrong place, wrong time. You know, so that should have been a nothing extraction for these people. He's not even facing no criminal charges. But the more staying strong because he knows that's all he has to do. You know, he has his mate on the outside. She's doing her best. But again, that situation, like we had with Noble Drew Ali, cut the head off and then everything goes haywire. This is why if you're a brother and your mate is a Moor and you're thinking like I'm Hebrew and all that BS, stop all that BS, be a Moor. Go give her energy because really she's on what it's really about. Well, you're on some BS. If you're a Moor and your mate is not, and she's on, I don't know about all that Moor stuff or whatever like that, give her a bushel of apples. But know that if she really loves you, she's sneak studying. So don't worry. One day she's going to surprise you. Don't get mad because, you know, she's not really on it like you're on it. You're on your square and you're whatever, and she's not even reserving her rights on stuff. You're getting mad. Don't get mad. Don't worry. She's sneak studying. One day it's just gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. And then you realize that she's been sneak studying for like past a year or whatever. And then now you could start, doing what the plan that you had from before when you tried to do it before she had the knowledge yet. Don't do that yet. Wait till she gets a little bit first. So that way, if they take the head, another head grows back. And then you put it on the children. So if they take the head, and still another head grows back. And most times they wouldn't openly kill the prodigal son, because they know there's going to be judgment on their head. So they'll wait till he grows up. So they're doing their best. It's a battle, because those who've been in the Crips know what's up with the Crips. But again, knowing about who you are and knowing whatever keeps you in a certain jurisdiction, even in there, amongst, whatever is in there. Knowing you're more has some weight there inside. But just go read the dissertations about Moor Science Temple, religion of the prisons, and all that BS. You see these people writing for their theses. So you know how serious it is. Hey, hold on a second. All these people who got dissertations and all that stuff, how come they all write about Moors for their dissertation? How come people writing Othello dissertation for some degree? Joker was going through some more stuff. Now again, these Bays and these L's. So I said it in the song. SPLC Dirty Moors call us sovereign citizens. Moors who would go and use FBI, CIA, SPLC documents against Moors as proof that you shouldn't be down with certain Moors that talk certain ways. When for real, they're playing with you.
Also, I've posted this before in some videos, and okay, sovereign citizens, and if you look here, it's Moorish nation.
Right, and don't forget, you can just go to Canaanland Moors. We are not sovereign citizens. If you heard this before, or you just coming into this and you hear people saying, hey, sovereign citizens and Moors and all that stuff, you're confused or whatever, just go check We Are Not Sovereign Citizens on Canaanland Moors archives. It's already been put on record that sovereign citizens are oxymoron. Period. And when they start saying, well, they say freedom, and they say liberty, and they say straw man, and they say whatever, how come they're not calling Black's Law Dictionary a sovereign citizen? That's where that stuff comes from. How come Henry Campbell Black is not a sovereign citizen? I heard him say straw man. I heard him say sovereign and sovereign nation. Why is it that Henry Campbell Black, who has a dictionary of law terms, which are some of the same terms that Moors use. And then they'll say Moors are sovereign citizens, and they'll put Moorish whatever in the sovereign citizen whatever, and Washita Nation, who are Moors, in the sovereign citizen, and the free man of the whatever sovereign citizen. But all those things are in the law dictionary, and they never call Henry Campbell black. They never, ever call Henry Campbell black a sovereign citizen. It's interesting how picky and choosy people are. It's real crazy how picky and choosy people are with what they want to put out there. It's baffling to me. How come Ballantyne's isn't a sovereign citizen? He says sovereign and all that. Yeah, how come they're not calling the judges and the attorneys sovereign citizens? How come they're not calling the people with law doctorates sovereign citizens? But Moors are sovereign citizens. So Moors are sovereign citizens, but judges are not sovereign citizens, even though they deal with law and strawmen and all that stuff. Same stuff that Moors talk about, equity and trust and all that stuff. Oh, but they're not. Oh, very convenient how they pick and choose who they want to tie to whatever. But if you're a thinker, you would really see the folly these people are trying. It would be so obvious to you. It would be so obvious to you. Because remember, keep in mind that we're doing this for uplifting of our people, so they can get out of the mindset that this is a club and think like a nation, like all other nations think. You don't have to pretend like it's a club. Oh, for example, again, going back to Montreal. Now, what would you take? What would you take from this? What would you take from this? So we're on the GPS, and we're looking for the Airbnb. So the street that the Airbnb on has a west side and an east side. While we're looking for the spot, we saw an address, went out, looked, that didn't look like the place, and we were just sitting in the car, and we're like, well, GPS saying that the place is right around here or whatever. You know what I mean? While we're sitting there, we realized that, hey, Royal Morocco Airlines, what the hell is this? So we get out the car, all fascinated, because look at that. As soon as we get here, the first place that we stop in front of is a Morocco Airlines building. Little did we know, while we're fascinated with this little thing right here, The Moor says, hey, come see this. Next to the airline spot that says Morocco on it, next to that is the Moroccan embassy. If that doesn't say signs and symbols to you, loud and clear, then you're probably out the loop. You're more than likely out the loop. So we didn't want to waste too much on the foolery. We wanted to get to the reaction. The reaction to what the hell is going on right now. The reaction to strange things are happening. Very strange things are happening. I don't know what the hell's going on, but strange things have been happening. There's a lot more. I don't know if they got you on drop today, but
they got me 3 times already. It's crazy. 3 times I'm not disconnected.
So first of all, you want to put on the record. We want to make sure we promote this right here. Make sure we promote this. 4 months ago, Tarik-ite, game over. Tarik, you got something explaining to do, agent. Tarik, the consular, imposter frauds. Tarik, gross negligence. Right? Tarik does not teach the Prophet's teachings. The audacity of Tarikites prove Tarik Bey teaches sovereignty. Taj can't measure up to the. And then last night we hear that Taharka Bey was with Tarik Bey live. Say it ain't so, one of the Moors said. Say it ain't so, but it's so. It's so because this was at the every single year event that the Grand Sheikh Azim Hopkins Bey and the Moors in that Philadelphia City Inc. temple over there. Every year they have a Philly tour. So don't think that, again, remember, like we were talking about earlier, people riding with certain people have you thinking that, hey, finally, they're going to talk and there's going to be unity amongst the Moors. FOH with that BS. This Moor is just trying to jack energy because he knows that, like Asir the Duke, you know, Taj is the man. So if I try to make this thing look like some type of unity, whatever, amongst the, then we're gonna, but then, you know, reality kicks in on folly every time. Because people who study don't play with the BS, which is what you'll see at the end if you haven't seen this yet. This is my first time. I just heard about it. It was maybe, you see me in the chat somewhere, but it was the last little bit. And I was like, forget this BS about this. But Moore's been sending it. So obviously, you know, there must be some stuff in here. Because remember, this is the same individual who said Tarik Bey is why Corin Gaines got killed. Remember, those were his words. What RV Bey Publications teaches, what Tarik Bey teaches, that's what got Corin Gaines killed. That's what gets Moors locked up because they're going to steal houses or whatever. Now what he's doing, shoulder to shoulder with somebody who you're talking crazy about, like that. Now you're shoulder to shoulder with him on some unity. You might be able to fool these dumbasses who just came here yesterday, who are begging for a leader. But we're going to point out Tarik Bey, as usual, talking to these sellouts in their face and them not do anything about it but sit there and take it like the good sellouts that they are. Because they're trying to make you think that this is about some goddamn building. The nation comes before the building. The building is for the nation. The nation didn't get created from a building. That's BS. No more Science Temple of America because they gave you a card, made you a Moor. That's bullshit. And if they're talking to you like that, they're playing games with you. This is about nationhood. You tell me somebody's using their Buddhist card for their temple as their ID to go somewhere? The hell out of here. No building is the identity of anybody. Why the hell you think we're more Science Temple of America and we don't give out no temple cards? We tell people, proclaim your nationality and have a nationality card. The hell you need a temple card for? It's not a goddamn library.
Sorry, Green Sheik. It's a virtual temple.
This is about nation. Morris Science Temple is a vehicle of the nation. The vehicle doesn't make the nation. The nation existed long before the goddamn vehicle been around. Matter of fact, a member of the nation made the vehicle. How are you talking about the vehicle is more important than the nation when the nation didn't even, the vehicle didn't even exist when the nation was around. Now a member of the nation, their vehicle, and now you're parading around like the vehicle is the nation, like a dumbass. And then talking about we're the ones making a fool of ourselves because we're standing up for law. And we're the ones that are making a mockery of when they go on divorce court and all that BS. That's of y'all they're making a mockery of. All you dumbass Moors playing this religious BS. Instead of repping for the nation. This is not clubism. How much times you tell people it's not a club? You realize this is a club thing going on right now. Tarik Bey just happens to be there because every year he goes to the walk. They just go through a walk through Philly, and they talk about the historical Moorish representation in Philadelphia. They do it every year. This is not the first time that Tarik Bey has been on this walk. No different than when they had the whatever and they had Jose Pimenta Bey and he put a camera in his face, try to make you think he knows him and he's supporting him and their brothers in the whatever, down with his BS. Not down with his BS.
Nope.
You can go sit down, you can go watch sit downs that we had with Jose Pimenta Bey. Sit downs at the table. Not some walking on the street talking BS with 500 people around talking BS too. Can't even goddamn hear what's going on. But because, you know, it's Tarik-ite Bey, we force ourselves to hear what's going on. We have a method. More know what's up from all the static videos and shit. We have a method of blocking out the BS so we can hear what the master teacher is saying. While other people are talking BS about they can't hear and how come put the mic closer and can he talk louder? No, how about you learn how to block out the BS? How about you learn how to get the dirt away so you can have the gold glob? You don't walk around with the gold glob in the dirt. You clear off the BS. So again, we're just gonna watch because I never seen it. Morris told me, hey, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Because it's freaking funny that the guy that got Corin Gaines killed is shoulder to shoulder with the guy that said.
It just hit me just because you said it earlier. It's a lot of weird stuff going on right now.
Let's just play the song. Let's just play the song.
Weird stuff going on. I'm looking at this picture like, this is weird.
Weird. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. We'll do it like this.
Prime Minister, nothing sinister, believe that. Mike, it's word solve power. Don't call this rap. Open mouth, Mike. You don't call this rap. What up, Aisha? You don't call this rap. What up, Black? It's Prime Minister Black.
Strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening.
Right? Strange things are.
A lot of strange things are happening.
Bro. Shoulder to shoulder, bro. Like, what was it? How long ago was it? 4 months ago?
Yeah, that was recent. That was last week.
2 months ago. 10 months ago. Now you're talking about shoulder to shoulder with the individual who you. The individual. Now again, remember, this is what he's been asking for the whole time, whatever like that. Where's Tarik-ite Bey at? Where is he at? Call him up. Let me talk to him. When I see him, and now I'm gonna put, okay, so now that you've seen him, let's see what happens. 45 minutes. You had a whole 45 minutes with the master teacher. I want to see where you went. Because you talk a lot of BS in your videos in your little room. But now in front of the master teacher now in front of the master teacher, where you could bring up all the BS that you were talking about in your videos or whatever. Let's see if you bring up your stuff now. Let's see. And based on the views, doesn't look like you did too good there, buddy. Doesn't look like you did too good. Because 1,000 of these views is just because it says Tarik-ite Bey there. 1,000 of these views is only because it says Tarik-ite Bey there. Could be more than 1,000, but we're gonna give you we're gonna give you the 300.
Nation, like any other system, has multiple levels. There we go. And everyone sees our law from a different point of view. It doesn't mean they're divided. Don't get that confused. Right. In the business of nation.
Now, if he's saying right there, why was he playing division right here and right here and right here and right here?
Right.
And right here and right here. What and right here. Like, what's this thing about he's for unity and things aren't separate or whatever? He's agreeing with the master teacher right now. 4 months ago, he was talking hella BS about he's not down with the prophet and all that. Now you're talking about rubbing shoulders? These are the people that Noble Drew Ali told you are going to put you back in slavery. Why? Because they use your own stuff against you. Using your own master teacher against you. And then probably, just like Shalimar, have Taj under some illusion that they're about some unity with Moors. But they're not about unity. They already know that the elder doesn't go online and stuff like that. You don't know what's going on online. Do you have anything more before we go on?
Yes. The Chief Bey said, I hope Taj threw that shirt away. It was a lot of strange things in his video too. But you know how the master teacher does. Once you listen to him, you already know he's stinging him. Yep. He starts stinging him too, right in his face. He stings him. Yep. He hits him with facts, with stuff that this is how you supposed to critique someone and stuff. Like, watch when it. I don't know if you're gonna continue to play the video.
Oh yeah. We gotta at least get most of this in.
We got people in the field. I be in the field with the people. So some things that I may do in the field, I would not necessarily do by an office. Right. If you understand. Because, put it this way. When you're out there as a soldier, you deal with people on a soldier's principle. It's like if you got anything that has to do with building a nation. You've got the executive branch of government, you've got legislative branch of government, you've got the, that would be also the congressional branch of government, you have judicial. I deal with them all. Now, if I dealt with a single position, what you would find is that people think that you stay in the fence. I never stay in the fence. And I never stay in what you would call tunnel vision. I will deal with issues and subjects that many people think is controversial. But if I go there, I'll back it up with documents. And one of the things that I've recognized over the years is a lot of basics that our people are absent of. And so a lot of times when you're blunt with people, they think that you're being arrogant. It's not necessarily that. You're overcoming a lot of ignorance and a lot of things that people think are wrong that may be right. As an example, being Moorish American. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali said for us, being part and parcel of the said government to live the life accordingly. Is that not true? That is true. And he said, help me in my great missionary work to bring my people back into the constitutional form of government, enforcing our Constitution for the United States of America. That's not correct. In Act 1, moderating chairman will put in power to make law and to enforce law, we live in accordance with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Guess what? I hit on that all the time. It gets some people upset. Now, dig this.
But that's the same upset people now. Don't forget. Keep in mind, the same people who make all the stuff, these are the upset people. This man's part of it. Why are they mad? Because the truth is getting out to the people that this is their birthright. This is about nationhood. This is not some club to go join. It's a repetitive theme. We are telling you that, been telling you that.
Why couldn't he agree with the part and parcel?
Right? You know, like it's not like.
Because the other thing is partial, which you know is fraud, part and parcel. Like, no, you can't do that. It has to be Parcell. Why would, and he just started, you know, Taj asked him if he agreed, and he wouldn't even answer. That's like, why do you have to do that? Just do the right thing, man. Just do right.
And that's how you know that it's not about the unity.
Right.
That's how you know it's about the club. Because he's pushing the More Science Temple Club.
Mm-hmm.
He's about the More Science Temple Club. The last thing that came on the books, the thing that was around the shortest, that's what they're repping. Think about that. Noble Drew Ali has a timeline on everything that he did. And the thing with the shortest timeline, that's what they're repping under.
Yep.
And listen to this though. Can I say something? So say for example, right? A lot of people that support you get mad at me because a lot of for real, they get mad at me because I say this first before you go. You support everybody's supposed to. But listen, but check this out here. He said just like you said, we are part of ourselves. There's a known fact that mind was actually put into the Constitution. That wasn't what the prophet put in there. Now the prophet put partial. Yes. So partial came later. That was put in there by, if I'm not mistaken, German faith. That was later. I actually have the original divine Constitution of bylaw. And so when I say
right, so you see, as soon as they start talking about they have the original of the whatever and they have the official of the whatever, you know that they're playing club. Because remember, certain of the club's copyrighted things that Noble Drew Ali presented to you. Like these people have taken what Noble Drew Ali brought for you and trademarked it as theirs for their club. So when you hear them talking about they have the official whatever, the official records of something, question those records. Because that's the club if they're talking about after 1929. Go get Montauk Book of the Dead by Peter Moon. The chapter Great Schism, where it talks about the confusion that started after Noble Drew Ali died. That's the same confusion that's going on today right now with this part and partial and all the other BS. It's the same confusion. It's the same confusion.
It's not that big of an issue to solve. You know, just like we know that, you know, we're not black. Like when you look it up in the dictionary, you know what it is. You're not black. Just like it'd be simple. You know it's not partial. You looked it up in the dictionary. It can't possibly be partial. It would have to be Parcell. It would just have to be. So
right.
That's why you know they're pushing that clubism.
Right. And that's also in line with what Noble Drew Ali said, think and save yourself.
Right.
So if you think, you'll see that it's Parcell. Why would it be partial? Like if I'm the heir to the vast estate, why will I be partial anything as an heir?
okay, Brother Todd said Marcel, but the prophet never mentioned that. It changes the whole conversation.
Now,
and
this is what
I don't want to challenge you right here.
You ain't got to challenge. It ain't about challenge.
How do we answer? How do we answer?
What do you mean you want a challenge right there? You're talking BS for the past 4 months. Now you have the opportunity and you're not challenging right now? This is the man you've been trying to get a hold of for 10 months. If you ever get the chance and all that. Now you got the chance. And as usual, 4 minutes in, that's it. That's all you question him about. You have the opportunity with the master teacher right now, shoulder to shoulder, and you're talking about some part and parcel BS? Oh, what happened to all that right to travel or whatever? What happened to all that Sharif Bey debunking Taj Tariq Beys and all that stuff and all that? Where's all that now?
Please, like, that's major, Grand.
Yo, they talk crazy, bro, and now they're right with him right now? They're right with him right now. That's like
on there for 45 minutes.
Even if we put it in contrast, right, with Moors who are actually in favor and in support of Taj Tariq Bey, and they had this opportunity right here to be shoulder to shoulder. Now we're talking about some part and parcel BS. Guarantee you.
No.
Guarantee you.
3-4 hour lectures about debunking Taj Tarik-ites and RV Bay, all of that.
3-4 hours.
A bunch of times they done tried to do it. A bunch of times.
Now you're asking dumb stuff. Asking dumb, crazy questions. When you have the man right there now, you talked all that crazy stuff.
You accused this man of murder.
Accused him of murder. Accused him of murder. And now you're with him talking about unity? Unity with a murderer? The hell, what the hell are you talking about? You accuse the man of murder. You accuse him of being in conspiracy. And now that you are face to face with the man himself you've been accusing for 10 months, this is what's going on. Because remember, like we said, he knows Azim Hopkins Bey, that's his GS. So trust me, he knows that Brother Taj is on the tour every year. There's maybe 1 or 2 years he never went. So if it's going to be this.
That's big right there, Grand Sheik. This might have been premeditated. Been planning it, been scheming for a while for that. Couldn't wait to do that.
Yo, this is the opportunity right now. When is the opportunity if this not is it? Like you tried to contact somebody for 10 months. They owe you 500. And you ain't seen them for 10 months. And then you just bump into them. You happen to just look, bend your head a little bit, and you saw the back of their neck or something like that. You know that's them. Yo, you're chasing them down.
Right.
You just get a glimpse of him, you're chasing him down. You're face to face with the man right now. You could ask him any and everything. 45 minutes. Yep. 4 minutes in, I'm pissed already. Because it goes back to the same thing I was telling you, that these guys are a fraud. They're not really about what they're telling you about in their video. They're about views. They're about cause confusion and get views. How are you with the man right now? You're not asking those questions, bro. 4 minutes in, you should at least got one question in. Relative to them, all those videos that you got talking about Taj Tarik-ites or whatever.
3-4 hour videos. 3-4 hour videos.
And again, remember,
not a corporation. They would.
None of that. None of that. None of that. And already, just because of where it's at now, I already know that you didn't touch anything in this.
Moors are United States citizens. They say all of that. They say that. Moors are United States citizens. That's what they say. They say that. They agree with that.
No, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you got Taj's number and then they do the interview and all the BS. Right? Where, just like Sa Neter, that sat down with Taj and got slapped with the truth and everything like that, got the hug because he got it. He realized what free white person is and all that stuff. What's he doing today? Still playing. Still playing the black game. Why? Because keep the people dumb. The whole point of the game. What's the sellout gonna do after he does the little sit down with Taj or whatever? Because watch, it's coming. When he does the sit down, because they're gonna say that this wasn't the venue to do it at and all that. This is not the venue. This isn't really the right place, and people talking in the background. You get it perfect so we can get the views. So when they do the sit down, after the sit down, let's see.
Where you meet somebody at that you've been accusing for months of murder? Like, it don't matter where you at. That you wanted to
thing has me hot.
Man of murder.
Thing has me hot, bro. Because you can't tell me that you talked all this BS, and then you see the man that was you're talking BS, and then you walk away or whatever. And we're not talking about, not talk about stuff because they're about unity. Because guaranteed, if you ask him right now about right to travel or whatever, he's going to tell you that it's some BS. If you ask him right now, is the United States corporation, he'll tell you some BS. Nah. He claimed that, don't forget, if Taj Tarik-ites are a joke, then that means you're with the master joke right now. So how come you're not pushing your claims that you were pushing in your videos in your little room? You have your little Moorish man cave, set it up for some video stuff. Talk BS, talk crazy, accuse people of murder. And then when you get the opportunity, you're just shoulder to shoulder.
Oh yeah, and giving people jail time.
Remember, you always say, if you don't
say that again.
Possession of my people and the citizens are right, go to the law.
What you say, Yusuf?
And accusing Taj of getting more jail time by exercising their right to travel.
Oh yeah.
He's saying so now you're getting more locked up and stuff like that, accusing, knowing that we're under threat to arrest and corrosion, the colonists have taken our land and stuff like that, and you're still gonna say, oh, Taj is getting more is arrested like that, but you're not saying, you're sitting right next to him.
The man who got people arrested, Moors who you love and all that stuff, your brothers from another mother and all that stuff. You're with the man right now who got him arrested. Nothing? All right.
Right. Part and parcel essentially deals more with attitude. Part and parcel deals with land. That means there's a parcel of land. Now, this is the deal. When I went to
but that was a right that he put in there,
right? This is how you answer. Remember, you always say, if you don't believe that the program I have for the redemption of my people and the citizens are right, go to the law. Right. part and parcel essentially deals more with attitude. Part and parcel deals with land. That means there's a parcel of land.
Okay, so partial deals with attitude, and parcel deals with land. Partial is why these people could go to the city of Philadelphia and get flag raisings for Morocco and all that stuff and not call any Moors about it. Only them, only their temple only gets to go. Do you remember, these are the same Moors going on the walk. Whose city of Philadelphia recognized as having some authority on the Moorish or whatever. Remember, city of Philadelphia recognized. Same city of Philadelphia that was on the other Folly Court show. This is not some club. What you're supposed to be looking at is two Moors of the Moorish nation. What you're looking at is a Moor of the Moorish nation and a Moor of the Moorish Science Temple who thinks that that's the nation. That their club is the nation. Only their club. Nobody else's club is the nation, just theirs.
Now, this is the deal. When I went to Chicago, on the microphone, I would go back. I would actually went to Chicago and did research. And so what you find is when Drawley was having problems with the infiltrators, and most of the infiltrators came under J. Edgar Hoover by Calvin Coolidge. And you see modifications of the documents that you see. You'll see when Drawley.
Now, when he's talking about modifications of the documents, he is directly speaking with regard to part and partial and part and parcel. When you're talking about tampering with documents, you're talking about letters to be read every meeting that weren't read for 80 years.
Registered the Moorish Temple of Science, and some call it the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, right? As a civic organization, right? You'll see on before the Moorish Science Temple corporate name, as the corporate name was adopted in 1928, after a special meeting July the 20th, 1928, it had more to do with the infiltration. And this is where a lot of that confusion comes from. Now, the point that I'm making is this. If people understand the nature and the cause of this movement, stay true to it. And if the people understand that the heart and core of this Moorish movement is constitutional enforcement, and if they focus on that, the little small things can be overlooked because that's what's most.
And I remember one of the things of the Tarik-ites is enforcement of the Constitution and treaties. Remember, they had their big thing about Morocco, and they had Brother Ray on there. They tried, nah, what he's talking about is BS. And then their boy came and said the same thing that Brother Ray L said, and now they're riding with it. Moore's been speaking from the perspective of the reason why right to travel exists is because it's a constitutional right. that the Supreme Court even came out and said that people have that right. That's the same thing that Tarik Bey right now is saying in the face of Moorish World TV founder who had all these videos trying to say that Tarik Bey teaches BS. One of the main components of Noble Drew Ali's teachings is enforcement of the Constitution. One of the main components of Tarik Bey teachings is enforcement of the Constitution.
The attorney lady came on his own show.
Oh, attorney lady. Thank you. Thank you.
The attorney lady came right on there and told him. Came right on. The United States is a corporation. It is all some BS and all of that. Told him right to his face. Told him right to his face that it was all of that. That Taharka, man, that's a fraudulent guy right there, man. He already knows. He knows. He tried to debunk Taj and his attorney lady that he brung on to debunk Taj said exactly what Taj was saying. United States is a corporation, fraudulent, and doing all types of unlawful activity. The attorney lady, Esquire, that works for that side, told him, yes, that's the truth.
That's the truth.
And he wants you to be part and partial to that. He's still saying right in that video with Taj that the prophet said part and partial. So what? The United States
corporation,
which is fraudulent. The attorney lady told you to your face on your own show, who you brung on, and you still gonna argue that right there?
Like, you know what? You have to do that again because that one might go over people's head. No, for real, it will.
Really though, because that's what's going on.
Yeah,
you
say that again. Say that one again. Yeah.
On your show, and to debunk Taj, she told you, no, the United States is a corporation. It is fraudulent. And then now you're standing with Taj, and then you're arguing the part and partial, knowing that the attorney lady came on your show and told you the United States is fraudulent, and you're arguing part and partial
of that.
To who?
Yeah.
For the United States. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, right. That's crazy, man. And he's still back and forth.
Oh, yeah. And
the prophet said.
And don't forget, he's a divine sheikh and a grand minister, too, and a divine minister. Right. Grand sheikh and a divine minister. And that's their club logic, that their divine constitution and bylaws says that they're part and partial to the said government. So if you're part and partial to the said government, and the said government is the United States corporation, then
your attorney lady
said is a fraud. Doesn't that say that they're fraud? If they're part and partial of a fraud? And why would Noble Drew Ali make you part and partial of a fraud? If you're a sellout.
He hurt himself with that one. He should have, man.
Because while more is bickering over small things that need not be bickered, because this is the point that you'll find. Then you go into the general populace and you see both of them, and then another one, which I've seen papers on both of them, you see a mix. Now, I talked to Grand Chief Armadillo in Newark, New Jersey. And he was the last living Grand Chief that walked with the founder prophet Noble Drawley. And the interesting thing, he himself gave me his own personal Quran. He gave me bylaws of the Moorish Temple of Science and the Moorish Science Temple in the same book. First time I seen it, and I think it was last time I saw it. Now, I think one more Grand Chief showed me that was Assistant Grand Chief Elijah Neal Bay in Camden, Camden Temple. One of the things that I recognize is that things like that upset people. If they will pay attention to the core of this movement and stay focused on this movement, all of that little stuff will clear it up. This is what I also recognize.
I've been around quite some time. I just came to YouTube a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of elders behind me.
Yeah.
And so would you sit down and compare documents? Because as you speak of my room, I actually have some stuff too.
Sure.
I have like
this is what I do. Now let me say this, and this is great because that is what is needed, and that should be in the papers and published. And
what is needed? What is needed? What is needed is for the people who claim that they're the authority or whatever, and the people who study law, for them to bring their telephone book size of documents together and find one consensus and then move forward on that as Moors. But of course, they're not going to do that because they're playing clubs. And the real consensus is what Noble Drew Ali brought. Now we just go with that. Why we got to do your club stuff? Why don't we just go to the part where he said, we are a nation? We use that. Why don't we go to the part of uplifting fallen humanity? We use that. Part of the know thyself, we use that. And really be what we know. I swear to you, this is not about views. This is about us trying to relate to you that you have a birthright. You have a nationality. Don't get caught up in the things that you see because you see fezzes and think that that's what it is as far as Moors are concerned. 99% of the time, that's not what it is, especially if you've seen that on YouTube. Even the more in Montreal was saying, I have been shown a new light by seeing with my eyes all these Moors as somebody who just came into this. He's like, I was absolutely blown away to see that this thing that I've studied or whatever, heard about or whatever like that, called Moors, Moorish American, Moorish history, Moorish whatever, like it's an actual real thing. That these brothers drove 4 hours to prove to us how real it is to be Moors. Moore was astonished. We weren't there on some club hopping, trying to get people to join the gang, the Canaanland gang. We are doing our work as Allah's elect to not let this man Noble Drew Ali get assassinated in vain. That he brought all this stuff with us. Like we said, the more at Montreal, Brother Digit, got the space on birthrights, got the space on, you guys know you have to respect Aboriginal and Indigenous people. Got the space on when to check the mayor. Mayor backed him, everything that he said. Got the space on, here's a proclamation from Toronto that they recognize the Aboriginal Indigenous people. How are you gonna deny me access to public space? Got the space free. Which is the whole thing with why there was no internet, or why it was choppy. Because guaranteed, just like last time, paid, there wouldn't have been no problem with no stream. So this is about being what you know. Yeah, there might be some clubs you want to join or whatever. You know, ain't nothing wrong with clubs if they're about enforcing the Constitution and all that. If they're about what you're about, ain't nothing wrong with clubs. If they're about stand up for their nationality and birthrights, rep Noble Drew Ali, rep their Moroccan flag, their turban, their fez. They're not out here trying to create some type of jurisdiction for Moors, like they're the champion Moor of whatever. Then, yeah, why not? Click up with some Moors. Because Noble Drew Ali even told us, hey, you're going to need each other more than you ever freaking thought you needed each other. You better put all your BS aside. You better realize what it really is about unity. Trust me, you realize unity when, you know, 7 Moors in one place for a weekend got to live together. I mean, everybody return hugs and Islams. There's no egos, there's no grand whoever's and whatever's. It was just Moors. There's no hierarchy, nobody tell anybody what they're supposed to do or whatever. It was just Moors being Moors to the best of their ability. And trust me, every Moor had an experience. To recognize how real that this is. How broad and expansive this is. That this is for sure not just limited to some, you know, we got Noble Drew Ali filed these papers for this building and we have the building now, so this is what it is. It's way bigger than that. You know, look at it how the Punjabis look at it. Look at it how the Roman Catholics look at it and the Jews look at it. Moorish look at it just like that. You tell me if they're about some little religion or if they're standing on something way more vast. A lot of it, your own stuff that you don't want to use. Because you're busy out here following peddlers of your birthright. right? Again, take the head. Talk all this BS about Noble Drew and he's a gypsy and all this crap. You think that's just another, take the head. Regardless of Noble Drew Ali, we're Moors. Regardless of what he brought, we're Moors. So him getting assassinated isn't an excuse. We've been Moors. The aftermath of the assassination is the issue. Because again, people refuse to study. At least in this time, we know people aren't really playing around with this internet and stuff. They're actually using it to study and get information and raise their awareness. But we know people are using it for that, which is beautiful. It's an amazing thing, which is what we want, people to get competent in something. They're doing that. Acknowledge that. We give honors for that.
Yeah, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. And I never say this on Morse World TV. Yeah. But I'm actually straight up. Grand Chic and a divine man.
Well, that's what I appreciate, because you're always straight up.
I never say that, but because I don't like to wear it as a badge. But I do add critical information to show what the prophet movement was designed and created for, according to his own words. And that's why when I go and I say, well, no, the prophet didn't say that, I'm really going off documentation that's recorded. Just like you say,
one of the things that I say, and this is the prophet's words. The prophet says, in order to change people, you must change their literature. As long as people think that the information I have and the information that you have is a conversation between us, like we're comparing things. The truth of the matter is, anyone who holds a title in this movement, you should meet their literature before you meet them. And the deal of this, any information that we have.
Did we tell you? Did we tell you that he's going to talk to these sellouts to their face? I thought he was supposed to write a book or something like that. Where's the book at that he was writing? Remember when Cujo? Remember when Cujo was on his stuff and then he hung up on Cujo because Cujo said curse words and stuff, and then he challenged it and stuff like that, and we put it out to him. Hey, your book at? They put it, oh yeah, I'm working on the book. It's gonna be there soon or whatever. Where's the book at?
And he agreed. He said, "Yep." Like he did. Like you just killed yourself.
But I'm a GS and a divine minister. For the record, khalifamedia.com. You can go get all my books, so you can meet my literature before you meet me, the Grand Sheik, which is how majority of the people meet me, through either they seen something on YouTube or they read one of my books. Facts. And I don't even use that, but I'll use that for that. Facts. Ask any Moors. They met me because my hand was extended. Olive branch was extended through something else that I did. Why? Because that's what Noble Drew Ali said to do. Like, what do you mean? As a quote-unquote Grand Sheik, divine minister, grand governor, grand treasurer, grand secretary, grand everything down the line, they're supposed to produce some kind of literature, something, so that the people could meet you where you can't be. That's the whole point of it. And those lessons are going to resonate with particular people. You know, everybody buying my stuff or whatever. Not no millionaire out selling no books. But I know there's particular people, they got them books in their library that they're homeschooling with.
Right.
So I'm straight. Just like we said, when there was earthquake in Haiti, Iron Sheik 3 album, donated that to Guerrilla Republic for them to sell that, because they had their little campaign that they were going to sell CDs to get life straws, purify the water. Put my CD in there so that they can sell. And it's his humanity, because as a Moor, that's just what you're supposed to do. Told you he's going to tell them to their face that they're sellouts. And what are they going to do? Yep, agree. Yep.
Exactly what he did.
Yep. What they going to do? Agree. Yep. Listen again.
Conversation's over.
Remember, I don't want to go out there and say that I'm a Grand Sheik, or I don't really deal with titles and all that stuff. So why even say that then? You know what I mean? Like, I know I say that for people who they rep me as that. Like, I don't say that as me. Like, I don't say I'm a Grand Sheik because I want to be Grand Sheik. I say that because people say that I'm that. So I'm saying that as a representation of them. Not saying that I'm my own free willy. I want to be somebody. And so don't get caught up with, but you say you're a Grand Sheik. Yeah, I do, but that's not for me. He's saying for him personally, he doesn't want to get up in titles, but he's a Grand Sheik or whatever. All right, fine, Grand Sheik. What did the master say right here?
I got some stuff. You know, one of the things that I say, and this is the Prophet's words. The Prophet said, in order to change people.
Oh yeah, it's not what Tarik Bey said. This is what the Prophet said. Just remember that. This is what the Prophet said. This is not what Tarik Bey said. This is what the Prophet said.
Say that, I'm really going off documentation that's recorded. Just like you said,
you know one of the things that I say, and this is the Prophet's words. The Prophet said, in order to change people, you must change their leadership. As long as people think that the information I have and the information that you have is a conversation between us, like we're comparing things. The truth of the matter is, anyone who holds a title in this movement, you should meet their literature before you meet them. And the deal of this, any information that we have on Prophet Nobrali is not our information. It belongs to the public. And you publish it.
Got him again.
One of my issues is that when we look at the Moorish side of Central America and the Moorish divine and national movement, in generally speaking, we haven't built nothing since the time of the Prophet. So when I hear people talking about we are Moorish nationals and we Moorish Americans, we don't have a building to show for it. We don't have, and people.
No. Tarik Bey, in this instance, is not hip to all this BS that's been going on. Because if he was, he would know that when he made reference to Moorish nationals or whatever right there, that was a slick diss in his face for the dummies. Because all of his stuff, remember, he's talking about there's no such thing as Moorish nationals, and Moorish nationals are a fraud when he's in front of one right now. But instead of presenting it like a man, that, oh yeah, Tarik Bey, you say that you're Moorish nationals. He won't do that. He's going to look up to the sky or whatever and talk about some Moorish nationals instead of looking in the camera. But he knows what he's doing.
Before you meet them. And the deal of this, any information that we have on Prophet Nobrali is not our information. It belongs to the public. and publish it, the debate is over.
Well, one of my issues is that when we look at the Moorish side of Central America and the Moorish Revival National Movement in general, generally speaking, we haven't built nothing since the time of the Prophet. So when I hear people talking about we are Moorish nationals and we Moorish Americans, we don't have a building.
Like, don't say when you hear people talk about their Moorish nationals. Say, when I hear you, Taj, talk about Moorish nationals, how come you haven't nothing to show that you built something since you're a Moorish national and I'm talking to you right now?
Right. Because even if he's not talking about Taj specifically, he's talking about the Taj Tarik-ites. That's what he's so either
exactly.
way.
Exactly.
But he won't address it that way.
Right.
He won't address it that way.
Right.
And then says you can't be a Moorish. Like tried to say they want to be Moorish nationals, but they don't even have a building. Like there we go again. You and this, you gotta have a building in order to be a Moorish national or more.
Yep.
They don't have no building or nothing.
So forward, you know, and people talk this stuff. I mean, for 20 and 30 years. And so
now for those who know me,
that's my main problem.
No, a building. Taj Tarik Bey built a building 79 feet long, 24 feet wide, Morris Community Center in Buena Vista, New Jersey. All bricks, the trust, everything I made. And the only reason why a lot of people don't go down there as much is because it's 25 miles outside of Atlantic City. I got an office in there with the private pictures, with the library and everything. And I think I sat the building. I think we can plan it. And I think I sat in that chair about maybe.
All right. So let's just say Taj Tarik Bey in his innocence says, you know what? Here's the keys for the building. Would all of this be hypocrisy? Would all of this be a blatant contradiction that all people wanted to do was ride coattails so that they could get on? In some way, shape, or form. Because it would be real interesting if he got the building from the person who he accused of murder. If he takes the building from the person that he accused of having false teachings.
The trust, everything I made. And the only reason why a lot of people don't go down there as much is because it's 25 miles outside of Atlantic City. I got an office in there with the private pictures, with the library and everything. And I think I sat the building. I think we can plan it. And I think I sat in that chair about maybe 7 years ago. That's how busy I am, and that's how not traveling it is. But I'm saying this. The deal is one of the things that when we look at the center, I wanted to train.
Now again, remember, slapping these sellouts in their face. What do you mean? What do you mean we never built any buildings? I built a building. F you, sellout, to your face. You never built a building. No. You're the one that you're talking about. Don't try to drag me in your BS. Same thing that we're trying to say with Moors. Not every Moor with a fez is your brother. Don't get it effed up. You better have a solid foundation of where you got your information from, or it is quicksand. You know how to get out of quicksand? Digest that. When we tell you where to go and you say, whatever, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to study whatever, that's quicksand. Do you know how to get out of quicksand? Think about that when you start going into all these other different realms of so-called scholars or whatever that you think are somebody because they have some title or they have some building. This is about your birthright. The man just told him to his face, I have a building. Oh, so because he has a building, you just want to use it? After you talk all this BS?
All those videos, some of them videos again. All the videos he made.
All these videos he made talking BS about the same guy who built a building for Mars and you want to use the building.
Right. He built a building, not go to his job's construction site and act like he trying to build a community. He didn't do that.
But he'll take the building though. From the individual,
quick flash.
From the individual who
from the murderer.
From the murderer. He's gonna take a building from the
person that gets people put in jail.
Transfer a lot of my building skills to the youth. And again, the traveling issue. You know, people are having to come. Because even if we, like you say, we left here, right? It takes us, say an hour and a half.
Did you say the traveling issue?
You know, when we go out, you know.
Yeah, he said traveling issue.
See, so right then and there, he could have just been like, "Oh yeah, the traveling issue." Like, yeah, you teach right to travel. He could have snuck that in right then. That was perfect time.
Yep. If he was a real journalist. If he wasn't a yellow journalist.
Oh yeah, Taj, you teach right to travel.
You said it right there, traveling. Which would imply right to travel, right? If he says traveling, right? Like if you're speaking to a Moor and they say, yeah, I went somewhere, I traveled. Are you taking that as only movement or as them exercising a right?
Right.
Not with traveling. But I'm saying this. The deal is one of the things that when we look at the center, I wanted to transfer a lot of my building skills to the youth. And again, the traveling issue. You know, people are having to come. Because even if we, like you say, we left here, right? It takes us, say an hour and a half to get there. Right? And usually, when we go out, people come from miles around. Talk about something. And the real deal of it is, it's in a rural location that's almost impractical. But however, it's there. Now, the point of it is, my issue has always been too many Moors that have skills keep going to the grave room. And one of the things that I've always wanted to do is transfer those skills to some of you.
I want a community, right? I want a Moorish community. I want a community like where we at.
Don't we all want it? Don't we all want it?
When you look at what we here today, we got hundreds of Moors here today. Imagine if Moors lived side by side with each other. Imagine if we had a campaign where Moors lived side by side together, where we putting all our money together, as opposed to just giving speeches and teachers all day.
Side by side together.
I already know. And half the time, and Chris will probably tell you, a lot of people assume that we out here talking. I've been in between, I'll be working. I literally am building. When I was in Camden Temple, I got 21 or 23 buildings in Camden. The buildings were going around Cooper Hospital area, in Canaanland zone. And I went down in the European in Camden. My name was Bernie Herman. Bernie Herman there in the planning department. And those shells were going for like 80, 90, and they were bidding on it. Right. Anyway, I got for a round table the old Elstone. I got, I was really trying to get the theater for something back. But I got the building on 6th Street, 6th Street, and I got about 20 buildings all around.
Now just analyze and digest. This is, again, for the individuals who are making their way toward this.
Yeah.
The individual speaking is speaking from a perspective of being a more. Being a more that belongs to different organizations, associations, whatever. Being a more that is competent enough to articulate himself to some European who has, quote unquote, a position of power. Receive from the European a listing of properties for him to pick from. Picked whichever ones, and had them in possession. Transferred possession to heads of so-called Moorish Science Temple of America so they can have a building. Those people lose the papers or whatever. Building goes into nothingness. This is off one more. Moors have a building that they got from the thing, right? Moors have a building, fixed up the building, whatever like that. So-called arson the building. Moors lost the building because the building burned down, and what are you gonna do? You have no building now. Keep in mind, this is the same individual that would teach that we're Moorish nationals and that you have constitutional rights. And we teach about noble duality, and he would teach about metaphysics, and he would teach about astrology. He would teach about things relative to our people waking up. This one individual, at a point in time, was able to receive properties from some European in a position of power for Moors, not for himself, for Moors. And what did Moors do when they got it? Effed it up. The European didn't do anything. Moors did it. Again, to put the seal of approval of what this is about if it's yours. If you're claiming follower and you need some guy with a title or whatever, then go do your thing. Mad people out there with titles, pick one and good riddance. If you have some common sense, if you sat up late at night contemplating anything Moorish. And we're fascinated. There's a special place for you. If you realize what it is that your prophet left you. I'm speaking from somebody who knows the connections made from being a Moor. I never had these connections as black. Never, ever. If we're in the street and we say we had connections, those connections are weak compared to the connections as Moors. Because as Moors, the connections are divine, not some frivolous, mundane BS. Connections where you get to go into the mind of another awoken being. And reach realizations to solidify something good and righteous in this existence. Everybody has their portion. Everybody got their slice of the cake. Eat your slice. You need to taste that guy's slice. Don't worry about his slice. Don't ask what your nation can do for you if you're not doing it. If you're not doing the thing you expect of your nation, don't ask for it. Prophet Noble Drew Ali made it clear to Moors that they must remain faithful. And your faith has to be to the cause of this. Your faith has to be to the solid rock of foundation. I start telling Moors that with all this waking up happening, with all this waking up happening with our people, just make sure that the youth are also getting this. Just make sure that you're not wasting time with people who are your age and older with this info. Make sure that many of people who approach you with this information, that they're younger than you. Because they need to be trained and prepped, the ones that are on it. So there's going to be a lot to deal with as the truth starts hitting them as to how come they never found out about their birthright. Why we've been slacking. Sitting there talking BS. This Moor came and got 8 buildings or whatever. You talking BS?
Crown Super Hospital. Unfortunately, And anybody that's been around me in the temples already know this. The petty jealousy, and they undermine it. You know, I got a bus and been collecting bus funds for years. I took off on 73, got a bus, they accused me of trying to take over the temple. And that's the period of time when I just set up the grounding, because I saw that my energy was being wasted. So the very same thing that you were saying, I've always done that. That's what I was known for. You know, now I'm saying that to you to say this. The assumption that we go around lecturing and not doing any other work is a false assumption.
All right. The assumption that, oh yeah, every Thursday and Tuesday and Wednesday there's Blog Talk Radio and there's Mario going in front of the thing and there's whatever and whoever having, don't think that's all people doing or whatever that call themselves Moors. Don't get that twisted with the people who you see doing that. You think that that's what it is to be Moors. There's so much going on outside of that box you call a mind that if you would really internalize, you would realize how much you're missing. Because you're caught up in illusions. That's what he's talking about. The illusion that because we do lectures, that's what we do. Because we got this info and we go city to city and you think that being a lecturer is what is something. That, oh yeah, yes, they do that. And oh yeah, that's just part of the work that has to be done to some people or with some people. Get this information out. I could do that by, if people call, I go and lecture. It's not a job. It's what a national would do. Represent for their nation. Glamour, I don't know if you had anything. Muted over there.
Yeah, I was on mute. It's
Yeah, man.
I was just seeing Kelly, man. She is listening to you kill him. You're nailing it right on the head right now.
And again too, this whole shoulder to shoulder stuff is weird because, and we're talking about personal contact, emails and videos or whatever, that you're talking crazy about people. And then now side by side with them? Like, does that not say something about this individual? Or am I overthinking something or something? Like,
No overthinking.
It's weird.
You had whole panels on there. It'd be four or five of Taharka's people, and everybody's disagreeing with Todd says. And now he up there shoulder to shoulder.
And not bringing up anything. Talking about buildings. Like, what do you mean you're talking about buildings? Like, what about the right to travel and the national stuff and the, you know, who's his Grand Sheik and all that?
Right.
Like, why are you quiet right now? Like, I'm baffled why this man's quiet right now. Yelling out gangs and all that type of stuff, and now you're in front of the man and you're not saying anything? Not asking anything relative to claims.
That song's about Taj. You done made diss songs about Taj. You standing shoulder to shoulders with him.
Crazy. And oh yeah, and just for people who are watching, you see right here in the chat, Jay Howe, that's that Moor from here that jumped on the Braswell Bay camp that left us, and then now he's over here trying to recruit for them, playing the same club BS. You in Canaanland, you're repping a temple that's outside of Canaanland. There's people outside of Canaanland that are part of Canaanland. Sellouts all over the place.
You know, I can open my phone and show you literally the building that I built physically, myself, and designed. You know, now I'll say this, wait a minute, I'll say this. How many more Americans can show a brick that they put together? There's a few. I got it. There's a few. I got it, bro. You understand what I'm saying? But I literally built the building. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So do you see a day where Moorish Americans? Yes. This is what I see. Come over here, good brother. This is what I see. When the Moorish Americans, the elders like myself and others that come before, start their BS and competing and start passing the knowledge down to the youth, telling them the truth, telling them the good in this and telling them the bad, because they recognize personal stations and teach them those things necessary to start cleaning up the movement and start getting some work done. They need skills, not belief systems. They need skills and they need knowledge. And that's where I've been focused all my life. Not only that, doing teaching it, I've been physically doing it. And I just want to say now, no man can do everything. You understand what I'm saying? But you over there, like Taharka said, if we come together, as a matter of fact, if we do the things that we plan, it will just simply fall in place. But it's not unlike what you just said, too. What happens is we become parables. You know, we get into this mentality of confessing Noble Wali and continue.
Again, slapping them again in their face.
Yeah.
They become parroters. You become everybody quoting Noble Ali, but show them something that they did to rep Noble Ali. They can quote them good though. But show something. Like we said from before, show a book that you wrote about Noble Ali. All you grand sheiks, grand whoever's claiming some authority. All you heads of whatever it is out there. How you have something, and that's how I know you. Why don't I know you from work that you've done? Oh yeah, because a year and a half ago, you weren't doing any goddamn work. You were still in the sauce. If unity is the key, then isn't that why everybody has a fez? Because there's unity? Isn't that why everybody's supposed to say Moroccan flag? Because that's unity? And everybody who has turban, that's unity? Why is that 5 on the left, 2 on the right? A lot of followers, that's not unity? Holy Covenant, everybody said that, that's not unity? All the different days that we say are, oh yeah, the Moors, and we have our own stuff. We don't need anybody else's thing. We have our day. We have our authority day. We have Noble Drew Ali Day. If you're telling me where's the unity, but you represent all those stuff, you have mental problems. Serious mental problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget, you say you have a nationality? You tell me that there's no unity? What the hell are you talking about? How you have a nationality where there's no unity?
Right.
That's how Noble Drew Ali set it up like that, boxed you in, that you have to face all your BS. Don't run and hide now. Now you're down with shoulder to shoulder with whatever. If you're down now, then rep that you're down. Don't come out talking about next week about, oh, yeah, the meeting was so, and, you know, he didn't answer my questions and all that BS. Because right now you're repping like you're down. Like right now, he's repping Tarik Bey. Like he's repping it right now. See, they're repping it. They're showing that they're repping it. We'll see what's really good. Because again, anybody who says that they're Moorish, whatever, talking about where's the unity amongst the Moors, but you have a nationality called Moor, you're a dummy. But there's no unity. Where's the unity? You have a nationality, dummy. How is there no unity? What are you talking about? Because club people I don't see them as one and the same with me. If they're one and the same with me, they'll be where I'm at. Real simple. Like I said, we know the Moors that kiss the pot of gold. Not in denial of anything about this. I've had too many experience to doubt what Noble Drew Ali brought. Too many. So I'm riding with him and what it is that he presented. Like we said, Islam to Brother Sheldon, who put it on the record, who we consider the masters. And that's the direction of those that are about unity. Those that are about unity, they're not in my lane. Like I said, Netherlands is going to reach out, then there's definitely unity amongst the Moors. I don't care what people say that they see or didn't see or what building is there, how come there's no building or whatever. Forget all that. Mr. Moore, you got anything to add in?
Nope. He's still killing them, Grand Sheik. He killing himself too.
Yeah.
Killing himself.
They always do that.
Killing himself.
So you could jump in on this one and check some questions in the thing. So first question. Is the Moorish American consulate a fraudulent entity? Why or why not? I'll let you take that one.
Say it one more time.
Is the Moorish American consulate a fraudulent entity? Why or why not?
The Moorish American consulate.
Yeah.
We've been going. Yes. The word consulate fits the description of a Roman venue. So a Moorish American consulate. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Because I know. Okay, a consulate.
Yeah. Consulate.
Not the consul.
No, not the consul. The consulate.
Yes, right. The consulate is the description of a Roman venue. So yes, that will be that's fraudulent. That's fraudulent. Without going, we can get the dictionary and whatnot.
Yeah,
but just on a lower scale.
Yeah.
It's a Roman venue. What was that in the chat?
No, that was an email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you look it up in the Black's Law Dictionary, it'll tell you. Or the unabridged dictionary, or etymology of the word, it'll show you all of them.
Now, let me add this question in. Now, did that suffice to make you automatically not go in that direction when that presented itself?
Automatically, because as soon as you see Rome, that's what the Moors are going against, is Rome. Why would you join that side, right? As soon as I saw Rome, I already know that has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me at all. Why would I choose to side with Rome? And whoever does do that, we see that they have an agenda.
Could you define side with Rome?
Absolutely. Now, when we say side with Rome, we're saying Roman activity. We're not saying siding with modern Europeans, because the whole show, you can see like the Charlemagne in the beginning, no fez. That's the Roman. That's Roman activity. It's deciding with Rome is not being a Moor, following your forefathers and foremothers, doing your culture. You rather side with Rome, put your brother into slavery, materialistic, make sure that there's a hierarchy, subjects, and all of that. Still slavery. That's what siding with Rome does. Still carrying on what's going on right now. But in the guise of, I got a fez on, so I'm a Moor. Or I don't have a fez on, but I'm talking like I'm a Moor. So get along with me and we can do this Roman. No, that's Roman venues. It's Rome. So when they clearly saying, you know, consulates to side with Rome, like you got to be wary of people like that. Not even, you should just know. That's not wary of people. You should just know. That's wrong.
Right. Although we as Moors don't quote unquote need to belong to a temple or any other organized body, what body politic would we use to deal with the colonial powers that be? You need a repeat on that one?
I'm gonna yield the floor for right now because I want to grab something first.
All right.
Yeah.
So what body politic would we use to deal with the colonial powers that be? The same body politic that you have a red flag and green star for. As soon as you start realizing that you're in your own land and you stop playing this club, whatever, realize that you amongst your brothers and sisters in the jurisdiction that you live in is the body politic. In certain cases, sometimes that's just one. And if it's one, you carry on. You keep honoring your foremothers and forefathers. Because Moors are everywhere. So don't give up hope that there's no Moors where you're at. You will meet a Moor where you're at, if it's just one. And it would be in the most unexpected situation. Be your neighbor or something for the past 10 years, he's a Moor. And again, Moors don't need to belong to a temple, but we don't say don't join them. Say make sure you check them out. And if their vibration is where you're at, if you're not turning away, getting turned away at the door, you know, if you go to a temple and they don't have the nudie bar windows, you know what you're dealing with. And the colonial powers that be have to look death in the face to make them yield. And death in the face to them is seeing that you know about your nationality and birthrights and you're a Moor. Trust that. Trust me that when we went to Montreal this weekend and we were being ourselves, Moors, that we gave serious people light. And we're just talking energy, not even building. Just them seeing Moors together in quote unquote unity. They weren't asking us what temple we belong to or anything like that. They're asking, where are you from? Your question, where are we from? They ask us what religion are we? They didn't ask us what religion. They straight told us, hey, why are you wearing that hat? Cap. Well, there it is, a cap. Or staring. Islam more.
Islam, see, could you ask that question again?
Although we as Moors don't need to belong to a temple or any organized body or any other organized body, what body politic would we use to deal with the colonial powers that be?
Okay. I got the book Moors and Masonry from Brother Abdullah El Talib Mosley Bey on page 47. He has a beautiful breakdown. It says, under jurisdictional control of the United States.
Hold on. They're tripping you right now. Start over.
Okay. Page 47 in Moors and Masonry from Brother Abdullah El Talib Mosley Bey. It says, page 47, the Moroccan/Moorish Imperial Divan under the jurisdictional control of the United States, European occupational and colonial power. The White House, which would be the Moorish Palace. The presidential cabinet would be the Imperial Divan. So if they're asking what body politic would we be a part of, no, it's not be a part of something. It's we got to go get our stuff back. They sitting in our seats, and everybody wants to go create something brand new. Create something brand new. That boy beat you up and stole your bike, and now you want to go buy another one. No, your mom's not gonna go buy you another one. You better go get your bike back.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go get our bikes back.
Straight up. And the best way to get your bike back is with knowledge.
Right.
You not go to the guy with the tanks talking about, yeah, we got the slingshot. Let's go to war.
Right, because you tried that last time and you got beat up. Remember? Exactly. That's how you got your bike taken.
That's how you.
Exactly how you got your bike taken.
Yep. You gotta get that back.
That's what right here. It's all set up.
And then if we want to bring in what Moors presented as far as quote unquote body politic or a group of individuals with the same mindset going in the same direction, having a plebiscite, you would say a properly organized Moorish science temple would be the body politic to use against the colonial powers. Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs would be a body politic to use against colonial powers. Moorish Holy Temple of Science would be a body politic to use against the colonial powers. Moorish Divine and National Movement would be a body politic to be used against it. If all those are running properly, then use that. But until we get there, because people you know, are proving to you that they're sellout. They're gonna talk some BS about, you know, don't support whoever, but then they're gonna rub shoulders with them. Then next week they're gonna talk about they're against them again because they said something. And then when they see them again, then they're gonna rub shoulders again. And they keep playing this game. Look at the conscious community debate BS that we saw. You know, all those guys know each other, but they debate each other though. Every few months. But they all chill. And nobody's in on the game. And then new Moors with eyes wide open, seeing, knowing. All we're doing is putting out this information. People are mad. Why are they mad? Because they haven't done anything. They said that they were going to write a book a year ago. They still haven't showed you the book that they said that they were working on. They wants to be a leader guy. But where's your stuff? You know? Like, and this is not no tough guy, whatever. Because certain people were yelling out gangs and all that. Certain people were saying that Tarik-ite got people murdered. And now you're rubbing shoulders with them? Like everything's just cool. 4 months ago, you're talking BS and everything's cool. Because you and him are rubbing, so there's unity amongst the Moors. Let's see if you rep then. And I bet you're not going to rep. I bet you're not going to take down all those videos that you're talking BS about this same person that you're rubbing shoulders with right now. How about a challenge? Since you're so about unity, why don't you take down all those videos that say Tarik-ite's name? Not the ones that say Cujo or, you know, Canaanland. Just the ones that say Tarik-ite, since you're rubbing shoulders with him. We'll put that challenge out there to you, Taharka Bey. Let's see if you take the stuff down. Instead of diverting attention and talking to people in the chat who they're in the chat. You know, you weren't talking crazy to Taj when you were in his face. Why are you talking crazy in the chat now? You had the opportunity to put everything to bed. You had 45 minutes to put everything to bed once and for all. And what did you decide to do? You decided to play games with people's time. And then come in the chat and talk BS in the chat. These are your grand sheiks and your divine ministers. Right? Taharka Bey is in the chat, talking crazy. Right? Like we say, people all around the world reach out to Canaanland Moors. Like people all across the world. Why? Because we're welcoming. We're just our natural selves. We're not trying to be some whatever. We're just Moors in Canaanland. And I mean, like, we're not dealing with the braggalicious. We're just Moors. We're just being Moors in our jurisdiction. There's other Moors over there in their jurisdiction being Moors. And that's the same unity that people are saying that there's no unity. You know, like you forgot, the same man that you're rubbing shoulders with told us that the priesthood is dead. So don't think that we're watching him like he's some savior or whatever. You're rubbing shoulders with somebody who's grandest of the grand whatever. That's our elder. He gave us knowledge. That's it. We're not those Moors back there who chase after people and whatever like that. No, we study. We're studious Moors. We know about our nationality and birthrights. We don't need some Taj to tell me or prove to me something or whatever. Right, look at that. Moors in the chat. What they want? They want to be honorary members of Canaanland Moors Temple. Why? Because none of these other temples had the intelligence to say, hey, we'll open our doors to everybody to join from wherever they're at. Not just jurisdiction only. And of course, you know, we got our inspiration from Grand Sheik Nature. Because at that time, they had the online temple. For all these people at their online temple, whatever, there was an online temple. If you want to be an honorary member, just send an email to canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Canaanland, Guide, @gmail.com, and we'll send you the membership form. Well, this should have done good, made up for tomorrow, since no class tomorrow. Well, peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Always remember, like Ultra said in the chat, know thyself. That's all. And you would save yourself from being played. You know? You just keep studying, finding out more. See, when you study, you change from Jerry Blaze to Jerry Blaze Bay. It's love, boys. Peace and love to all. Peace and love to all Moors. You already know how it is. Brother Yusuf. It's love, more. You got any closeouts? You got any closeouts?
Before I go,
Yeah.
real quick, dissertation, PhD. It's called The Introduction, Speaking of Things Yet Unspoken. Native Americans, quote-unquote African Americans, and Black Indians. I'm just going to read this first quote. It says, quote, "No outsider knows where Africa ends or America begins." It's from the Silko Almanac of the Dead. Page 421. Islam to all the Moors.
Islam. Peace and love, Moors. And always keep in mind, stuff is weird right now. Don't get caught up. Make sure you're studying so you can have your compass. Pointing you the direct way.
Prime Minister, nothing sinister, believe that. Mike, it's word solve power. Don't call this rap. Mike, don't call this rap. What up, Aisha? You don't call this rap. What up, Black? Prime Minister in black.
Strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening, strange things are happening.
I make the leaning tower tip a little when I spit a little with no dribble. Mind controlling the masses, not on your roof with the fiddle. Devils acting nice, get their horns in a vice. Black past the chisel, cut you down till your bone bristle. Bombing huts with missiles, a stray bullet still whistle from dead men's pistols. If roots don't got it, get down, let's go check Colonel and Giggles. Fuck the fake chalice bong and backwards my weed sizzle. White perverts make African entertainers show breasts but no nipples. If lies trickle like Chinese torture, your mind.
Oh, Islam. 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 We just came to a conclusion about something. We just came to a conclusion about something. We just want to make sure that we put it on the record that it's official now. It's official that Taharka Bey is now an official Taj Tarik-ite. Islam to Taharka Bey for joining the Taj Tarik-ite camp. Make sure you keep putting out good info. Stop talking BS. Glad you came on board. Now let's get some real work done. Stop playing the BS because you're official Taj Tarik-ite now. You don't want to hear nothing from you about Taj Tarik Bey anymore since you're rubbing shoulders. And remember, the challenge is still on for you to take down all the stuff. Since that's your boy now, you can rub shoulders with him. Now you don't have to talk BS about your boy. You don't talk BS about your boy. You don't have to talk BS about your boy anymore. Islam Moors.